ladies and gentlemen. Well, we're about 3/4 of the way, and well, on the way to Bremen, and I should mention to you that the drop-off place, as mentioned in the back of your map, is at Waschstrasse, at the corner of Martinusstrasse, which is marked on the map. You should see the Hilton Hotel nearby, and that's a good landmark. The Christmas markets themselves are further along the river before the next bridge in the Schlacht area. And we would ask you to be at the meeting point for 10 to 5, 4:50. So that should give you plenty of time to see the markets and anything of any interest there. You may be getting on another numbered bus, so when you do leave here, it might be best to bring whatever you've got with you in case you do get on a different bus. And as with all markets, there'll be crowds and crowds of people. Most of them are all just going to see the market as yourselves, but you do get the odd one that mightn't be. So just watch your cash in your wallet and such. Now when you get to Bremen Christmas market, you'll see all the streets festively lit. There's a wonderful atmospheric stall and seasonally decorated shop windows, and they combine to make Bremen the picture postcard Christmas market experience. The air's full of delicious aromas. You'll find freshly roasted almonds, gingerbread, and of course the glühwein. The historic market square is home to more than 160 stalls, wonderfully romantic and beautifully decorated, assembled right in front of the 600-year-old town hall, which is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now Bremen itself, it's a cosmopolitan city on the river Weser, and it has about 1,200 years of history. And I'll go through the whole lot of those years, but Bremen's attractions include the ornate Weser Renaissance Town Hall and the venerable statue of Roland on the historic Market Square, and both are UNESCO World Heritages. The Schnur is Bremen's oldest quarter, and the unusual architecture of quaint little Bondischer Strasse take visitors back to a bygone era. Bremen's best known monument and its emblem is the statue of the town musicians, with the donkey, the dog, the cat, and of course the rooster from the Brothers Grimm fairy tale. Now, Bremen's seafaring traditions are still alive and well today and have a big part to play in its unique appeal. The Schlacht embankment runs right beside the Weser River and is like a magnet for locals and tourists alike. It's a lively, bustling place, particularly when the sun's out, like today. Among Bremen's more unusual locations with a maritime flair is the fast-growing Überseestadt district. The former city docks are being transformed into a vibrant community for the 21st century in an area 5 times the size of the city centre. Now, Bremen's very innovative by tradition. Breaking new ground has always been Bremen's forte. This is a place where history is lived and the future is shaped, where Hanseatic history, tradition, cutting-edge technology, science and space travel come together to form a fascinating whole, with exciting interactive exhibitions and science centres, highly regarded universities and pioneering technologies. Bremen has been responsible for a number of projects that prove that science does not have to be dry and boring. The Hanseatic city also endeavours to maintain close links between science and the local community. Now, Cologne has its carnival, and München or Munich has its beer festival. But in Bremen, the celebrations go on all year round. There's something for everyone, from daring acrobats and graceful dancers to chart-breaking pop acts. Now, not a month goes by without some exciting event taking place in the city, like the Freimarkt, Germany's oldest fun fair, the music and maritime festivals, Europe's biggest 6-day cycle race, musicals and plays, prestigious art exhibitions, and last but not least, the Christmas market that we're going to and the accompanying stalls along the Scheldt embankment. There are quite a few monuments and sites to see in Bremen. There's the Bremen Town Musicians. The best known representation of the town musicians is the internationally acclaimed bronze sculpture by Gerard Marx dating from 1951, and it stands on the western side of the town hall. The town hall itself was built between 1405 and 1410 with a facade in the style of the Weser Renaissance that was added in the 17th century. This is one of the most beautiful town halls in Germany, together with the Roland statue, as I say, it gained the UNESCO World Heritage status in July 2004. Now, the Market Square, that's the western side. Left to right, the Sparkasse, the savings bank, with the facade from 1755, where the Rathsbokette, the council pharmacy, and the Excise Customs House from 1595, replaced in 1830, and the more recent Dutch House. Now, the Roland statue, the statue of Roland in Bremen, is the largest and most famous of the 26 statues in Germany. At 5 metre 55 centimetre tall, the statue towers over everyone and has been a statue of trading rights and freedom since 1404. In July 2004, it gained World Heritage status. Then there's the Haus der Bürgerschaft, the State Parliament, designed in 1966 by the architect Vasily Luckhart. The State Parliament was a very controversial building in its day, and today it's the seat of Bremen's own parliament, known as the Bürgerschaft. Then there's St. Peter's Cathedral. Now, it's over 1,200 years old. It's distinctively early Gothic. Architecture dates from the first half of the 13th century. The oldest parts of the cathedral is the west and the east crypts, and are especially noteworthy, as are its impressive organs. Then there's the Bottischerstrasse, the pedestrian arcade in Bremen's secret high street. It's a gilt relief called Bringer of Light adorns the gateway. Bottischerstrasse is the home of Paula Modersohn-Becker Museum and the Rosal House, and the carillon made from the Meissen porcelain. The last place I'll mention is the Guildhall, Schutting, built in 1537 in the style of the Renaissance building of Flanders. The magnificent entrance was only added in the 19th century. The Guild House of Bremen's merchants and the home of the Chamber of Commerce. So we're beginning to get towards our destination, and just again to remind you about the meeting point and the time at the end of your free time at the Christmas markets in Bremen. Please to be at the meeting point at Waschstrasse at the corner of Martinezstrasse near the Hilton at 4:50. And if everybody's there, we should be back for 5:50, hopefully. Okay. We got a bit yet to go, so anyway, that's a little bit of the information. Okay, thank you.